Good morning, Karan.
Morning, sir.
You are doing your MTech and you have been to four SSBs till now. In that, you have been screened out as well as conference out also. You have a rich experience of four SSBs,
Yes.
unsuccessful attempts, and now you have come to me to make your dream come true. So, just tell me in brief what was your experience and what you feel you should have done in SSBs, and what's your experience in your SSBs. Please start.
Okay. First of all, before sharing my experiences of my four attempts, I would request all the aspirants of the Service Selection Board that you should be very consistent and very focused in your training, because if you think that you are going in SSB thinking that you will clear it out without any thorough practice, without any daily practice, without any consistency and focus in your practice, you are very wrong. It's a very false notion that without practice the SSBs will be clearing. So let's start with the crux of my multiple attempts, one conference and three screen outs. So day one, the screening day. So multiple candidates around 100 and 100 to 50. When you are in the TGC or SSC Tech entries, more than 150 candidates approach at the first day. So there are two tests in screening. First of all, it's OIR, that's Officers Intelligence Rating Test, and the second is PPDT, that's Picture Perception and Discussion Test. So what does OIR it is? In OIR, it's the basic level of reasoning that the board expects from a candidate. The officer's intelligence rating, that's the basic level of intelligence that board will expect you from the candidates, that you should show a basic level, a very basic level of intelligence. So in this test there are two types of booklets given. First of all, it is given for verbal reasoning, second is non-verbal reasoning. Time and distance, alphabetical orderings, calculations, arithmetics, and cubes and pattern recognitions, complete the patterns, and series and pattern numbers. So there are two sets given, first booklet and second booklet. So the number of questions, for example, there is x, then the time is x by 2. So if the questions are 50 questions, then the time will be given of 25 minutes, and so on, the same with booklet 2. So what are the mistakes that a candidate will do and in OIR test? So first of all, do not ignore the OIR. Do practice the OIR sets daily. There are vast number of resources available on internet. You can also serve the SSC reasoning batches, that is Staff Selection Commission, the exam that is very reasoning based and reasoning aligned. So you can see the practice sets there also. That do not ignore the OIR and practice them as well on daily basis before going to SSB. The second point, daily 30 to 40 minutes OIR practice. Moving forward, try to attempt maximum number of questions, as there are no negative marks for an incorrect attempt. And from my side, the main point is do real time marking, because when you are not doing real time marking, you are thinking that you will do at the end, right? So at the end, if you miss any of the question and you take from that incorrect pattern, so you will face a very huge loss, and that would be very fatal in your selection process, right? So, and the next point, moving forward, maximum 30 to 35 seconds for one question, right? If you are not knowing the question, move forward. And do not rely on the priorly ticked questions. Like in OIR sheet, you are given the OIR booklet of DIPR, you are given the booklet which is ticked the answer. So you should not rely on the ticked answer. It may be correct or it may be incorrect, right? So you should trust your efforts and your gut feelings, and according to you what's correct, you should tick that one. Now after OIR, you will move forward on PPDT, that is Picture Perception and Discussion Test. In this module, there are 3 tests. First of all, a picture will be displayed to you for 30 seconds. Then 1 minute to write action and the characters along with their gender, age and mood. Then moving forward, after you write the story, you will be waiting in the queue for some random amount of time, right? Hardly it takes 10 to 15 minutes. So what to do when you are in the queue after you have written the story, right? In the queue, when everyone is discussing their stories with each another, you should not do that mistake, because if you are letting any other person tell you that नहीं नहीं ये नहीं था, हमने तो ये देखा, it means you are not trusting your own perception and you are inhabiting any other's perception. That means you are faking your own personality, and when you do so, you are telling someone else's story and writing your own. It means you are contradicting the story of your own. That's a very red flag for assessor, right? And first of all, when you write the story, what you should do, for 30 seconds just observe the picture very briefly, because observing the picture will give you that what theme the story should be going on, who will be the central character of this story, right? Try to see the details in the theme. Then for 1 minute action, writing and filling that box, the box that is on the A4 size of paper in the story paper that is given, it's nothing but the picture that you have been shown, and mark the characters on the place where the picture was having them, right? And encircling the main character, right? Only encircle the main character, and rest of all the characters that you have perceived should be portrayed or displayed by a single dot. Writing in a vertical position, gender, age and mood. So what is this gender, age and mood? So what was the gender of the character you have seen in the picture? It will be male, it will be female, or if you are not able to recognize the gender of the person, you can write the person, P. Then after age, age will be any real number, but make sure that age will be in context to you, plus minus 5 of your own age, because the hero you are deciding is nothing but you yourself in the story. And last but not the least is mood. Mood should be positive or negative or neutral, plus minus, or for neutral you can do 0. Then action is, what is action in the story? Action is nothing but a crisp and clear 1 to 2 line explanation of what is going around your story. And then story. In 4 minutes you are supposed to write the story. So story is based on perception. And what is the perception? Perception is nothing but the visuals you see in your daily life, or just a second, sorry sir. Perception means the memory stored in your brain in the daily basis, the visuals you see, or the thing that you are doing on daily basis. That means you are doing something regularly from a very long time. It will go in conscious mind. It is known as perception. And story must be impactful, because in this PPDT you are expected to write an impactful story, and the story, I mean, should be on a slight social cause, or maybe any formal side as well. But personal stories are supposed to be written on that side. So if the story is the theme you have decided and the picture that is shown is going in a personal side, so you can, but make sure that you also involve a group, because it will show your group dynamics and it will show you the capability to work in a group as well. It will show cooperation and mutual understanding while you are working in a group, and it will also be showing your leadership factors. And also select the theme in which you are sure that you can write a good amount on perfect amount of action set rather than just describing the image. We don't have to just describe the image in the box or in the picture that has been shown. We have to write a story, what led to the situation, what you did to solve that situation, and finally the conclusion, and what will lead to the situation. That's the conclusion, right? So make sure that action set is very precise. There may be n number of action set, but you have to prioritize the action set from the given action set, right? So next, when we move towards narration, so when PPT completed, you are supposed to stand in a queue in front of the assessor's room, right? So in that time, you should narrate your story in your mind for at least 5 to 10 times, right? 5 to 7 times. So this will actually allow you that how I am going to serve in front of my narrators or my assessors that are seeing me, right? So in waiting time, to narrate the story in your mind as well as to enhance the story, because certain points you miss on the PPT story writing, right? In 4 minutes you cannot write each and every detailing. So this narration, in narration you are allowed to enhance your story, you are allowed to modify your story in a improvised manner. So you should improvise story if needed. So how you should narrate the story? You are only given 1 minute to narrate. So narration should be very crisp, clear, in a bold manner. You cannot narrate whole 4-minute story in 1 minute in front of assessors. Assessors have already gone through a story. They only need to know the basic ideation of your story along with action set, along with what led in situation and what you did to solve that situation, and the conclusion, right? So you should narrate in a way that under the umbrella, each and every action set, the consequences, the situation should be coming, right? So in 1 minute you can only serve the basic ideation with a crisp idea that what's going in the story. So now let us moving towards group discussion. So what is the main thing in group discussion? The main thing in group discussion is starts from narration. You should listen each and everyone's story, because you will get the idea that which candidate has which storyline. So in group discussion you can either you can agree with them, or you can also agree with their idea that yes, that person was having a good story. So rather than pushing your own story, you can also take the ideation from others, and in GD it will be very helpful to make a valuable points. So let's move towards group discussion. So in group discussion, when everyone's story, you will have an approximate ideation and common number of character and a rough theme that after listening everyone's stories you will have this idea, right? And do not add noise but add the signal. So this thing is, you should not just shout in the group, you should add some valuable feedbacks in the group discussion. So I can explain with an example that in any Havan you will see certain people saying Swaha, 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 not at all chanting any mantras. So this is the noise, and signal is the valuable feedback and valuable discussions from your side that you are giving to the group. You are taking the group ahead, you are not dragging the group behind. So what does this dragging the group behind means? Because let us say there are 3 to 4 characters already discussed and majority of the chess numbers are agreeing on that, but you are contradicting and you are forcefully pushing your characters in the group discussion. So you should not do this. You should agree with them, you should take the group forward, do not pull it back. जो चीज़ डिसाइड हो चुका है उसे आप बदलने की कोशिश मत करें. You are wasting the time of whole group. Then yeah, always push the group forward and do not point by hand gestures. GD में सपोज ऐसे बैठे कोई ऐसे करता है नहीं नहीं ये this and that all, no chest number. I am telling you this. You should not do this. Always keep a proper posture with hands on your thighs. Currently I would be using hand gestures because I am just telling you guys, and without using hand gestures, power of expression won't be as much as I can, right? So, and second thing, when the GD is over, you should not nominate yourself. When the assessors are told that the chest numbers are supposed to nominate one person from the whole group to narrate the common story when reached to the conclusion, so you should not nominate yourself, and if you are nominated by your group, you should not step back from nomination and you should stand up and narrate the story. So now after screening, the main interview starts. There are 3 modules plus 1 conference: psych test, personal interview and GTO. But before this, there is a PIQ form, personal interview questionnaire, right? So this is now done online only. When you are appearing for SSB, the PIQ form is filled, and please make sure that you guys don't enter any bluff or any incorrect information, as the incorrect information may lead to cancelling of your candidature, right? And the information you are writing in PIQ should be very honest, very correct and up to mark, because this PIQ actually it's the kundli of your own that you are providing to the personal interview session. The interviewing officer will be taking your whole interview based on one PIQ form. So please make sure that this PIQ form is very correct. It's filled by utmost honesty, right? So let us move towards psych test. What psych test comprises of? Psych test comprises of TAT, WAT, SRT and SDT. TAT means thematic perception test. So let us move forward to TAT. There are 12 stories back to back. 11 stories, the picture is very crystal clear, unlike PPDT. In PPDT, very blurry and hazy picture is shown, and in TAT, very crystal clear picture is shown to you. So what to do in TAT? Actually, a perception means the feeling of the exposure, the experience of your life in a very crisp way, and it is stored in your subconscious mind. So there are the scenarios, the pictures that are shown, the 11 pictures that are shown will trigger your subconscious, and this subconscious, you will unfold the life experiences. You will actually tell the assessor, the psych assessor, that what you would have been doing when you have been in that situation. So in TAT, it's the test of your subconscious, right? So TAT is all about life experiences that you lived by yourself. So do not give fake experiences, do not sugarcoat your real personality, and do not fake your personality, and only write the stories that you have lived by your own self. So it will be very easy task to write the action set, to write the scenario, to design the theme of that story. Word association test. 15 seconds a word will be shown. You have to write 60 words consecutively. So you should not write the quotes, idiom phrases, any facts, any figures, any truth. Like, okay, honesty is the best policy. These statements you should not write. Sentence must be meaningful, and it is not necessary that you should write the same word that is asked in the WAT. Suppose when I was in Allahabad, it was aloof, ALOF, aloof, right? It means loneliness. So I wrote that aloofness, right? I use aloofness, and I wrote the sentence, good companionship overcomes aloofness. Means good friendship and good company will overcome and will help to get the aloofness away, right? And you should not repeat the same sentences. There is a scenario when 2 words will be in the same. पहले भी आ चुका, वापस आया, तो you should not write the same sentence for the same word. So let's go towards SRT, situation reaction test. 30 minutes, 60 situations to react, right? Actually, this reaction test is just a name. Actually, you should respond to the situation. It is how well and immediate you take any decision on time with the available resources in your surrounding and how well you utilize the resources. This is the test of situation reaction test. So when you study and when you see the situation very deeply, you will see that each situation is reacting and each situation is demanding certain OLQs from you. सिचुएशन को पढ़ के आपको पता चलेगा कि ये सिचुएशन के अंदर ये OLQ डिमांड हो रहा है, राइट. You should there are many actions set for any situation, so priority of that actions is very necessary. Okay, so you should write the actions in a prioritized manner. Then we come to SDT, self description test. Self description test, this is a description of your image, of your personality by the opinions of these 5 things. First of all, by the opinions of parents, secondly opinions of teachers, thirdly opinions of friends, then fourth what you think about yourself, and fifth one is what you want to become or what you want to achieve or what you want to be in future. So by this 5 criterias or by this 5 parameters, you will be unfolding and unleashing your personality from the point of view of parents, teachers, friends, of your own self, and what you want to become. So what you want to do in SDT, you should not write any adjectives. I am very courageous, I am very responsible. You should write that, actually write the action and write the responsibilities in a very clear manner, right? What roles and what responsibility you had. आपने ये हीरोइक काम किए तो उसको एक वर्ड में डिस्क्राइब मत करिए. Either write some meaningful sentence, एक meaningful way बताइए. अगर आप रिस्पॉन्सिबल है तो यू शुड नॉट राइट दैट माई पेरेंट्स थिंक दैट आई एम वेरी रिस्पॉन्सिबल. माई पेरेंट्स थिंक दैट आई एम रिस्पॉन्सिबल इन अ वे दैट आई एम हैंडलिंग माई ओन लाइफ, आई एम हैंडलिंग माई professional and personal career, as well as I am focusing on my home. I am balancing my personal and my private life along with my professional life. So this thing will portray your responsibility, not just writing that I am responsible from my parents point of view. आपने ऐसा कुछ किया है तो वो लिखिए कि वो जो 2-3 लाइन मिलके दर्शाएगी कि यू आर रियल या रिस्पॉन्सिबल पर्सन, rather than just holding back on the word responsible, right? And also you should write the weakness as well, but ऐसी भी कोई weakness मत लिखना कि वो आपको OL को कॉन्ट्राडिक्ट करे. किसी का अगर शॉर्ट टेम्पर है, किसी को गुस्सा जल्दी आता है, तो ऐसा मत लिखना कि माई पेरेंट्स सेड आई एम वेरी शॉर्ट टेम्पर्ड एंड मैं वेरी एंग्री. वो आपकी OLQ को ही कॉन्ट्राडिक्ट कर देगी. इधर यू शुड राइट इन अ वेरी सिंपल मैनर, माई पेरेंट्स थिंक दैट मैं थोड़ा फ़ोन यूज़ ज़्यादा करता हूँ तो आई नीड टू इम्प्रूव माई स्क्रीन टाइम, मतलब स्क्रीन टाइम मुझे कम करना चाहिए. या मैं कभी कभी लेम जोक्स मान लेता हूँ कोई ऐसी सिचुएशन पे, वो कम करना चाहिए. मतलब ऐसी वीकनेस लिखना जो आपको एक रियल में हेल्पफुल हो सके, और ऐसी भी मत लिखना कि आपको OLQ को पूरा कॉन्ट्राडिक्ट ही कर ले, ठीक है. देन कम्स पर्सनल इंटरव्यू, राइट. पर्सनल इंटरव्यू, the PIQ form is already taken. Personal interview questionnaire form is already taken by interviewing officer. The interview is one-on-one conversation with our interviewing officer. It takes 45 minutes to 60 minutes for one interview, right? वो कभी कभी ज़्यादा भी चल सकता है, कभी कभी कम भी चल सकता है, depending on the interviewing officer. So what are the main things in personal interview? First of all, you should maintain your posture. You should maintain your hand gesture, your body language, your voice modulation, the pace of the answer that you are giving, listening the correct questions from assessors and giving them answer back in the manner or in the sequence they have been asked by the interviewing officer. You should not bluff to the interviewing officer because he knows everything about you from the form. So आप bluff करोगे और फॉर्म में आपने कुछ अलग लिखा होगा तो ही विल लिटरली नो दैट यू आर ब्लफिंग. सो ऑनेस्टली से नो सर आई डोंट नो और आई विल ट्राई टू इम्प्रूव माई सेल्फ. और ये जो क्वेश्चंस अगर आपको कोई पूछ लेता है, आपको जो नहीं आएंगे तो वो हो सकता है कि आपको कॉन्फ्रेंस में ही पूछे, ठीक है, जो आपको नहीं आया है वो, तो वो आपको साइबर कैफ़े जो होता है एसएसबी बोर्ड के अंदर, वो जाके तुरंत सर्च करना, बिकॉज द सेम क्वेश्चन दैट यू आर अनेबल टू आंसर टू द एंटरिंग ऑफिसर, ही माइट क्वेश्चन यू द सेम in the conference day as well. So you should be very well prepared for that question again to face. Then try to be relaxed and calm during personal interview. Don't be nervous in front of entering officer. He is to assess us, right? He makes us very comfortable when he is assessing us. So be very confident and only answer the things that have been asked. You should not over explain the things to the assessor or to the entering officer. And main thing, you should have the knowledge of current affairs and the current goings in our country as well as the major international events that has been going on. You should also know the defense knowledge, the hierarchy of the service you are applying for. Suppose I am applying for army services, and I should at least know the hierarchy of the officers rank in armed forces, and also he may ask full hierarchy from JCO NCOs to officers. You should also know the working organization, the 7 headquarters of armed forces, training schools and whatnot. So this defense knowledge you should also have. When entering officer asks this basic thing, you should be able to reply, or you should be able to revert the same. Then let us come to GTO, group task obstacles. So GTO are basically designed to check your group dynamics, cooperation, leading qualities, convincing the group, influencing the group, right? So this thing is very important on the behavior, behavior analysis of your group dynamics. This is a group test. So there is no place of I and me. There is no self-centric actions required from your side. Because if you are self-centric, you are not able to perform in a group where group dynamics are must. Army is a organization where you cannot work alone. There is no place for one man or a single person. It's the place of me and my man, the brotherhood place. So in GTO, you should try to acclimatize yourself.
Continue.
Okay, sir. So in GTO, there are 9 tasks. First of all, there comes GD, GD1, GD2, GP, PGT, snake race, CT, IO, lecturate and SGT, FGT. So there are 2 GDs at the starting, group discussion 1 and group discussion 2. In group discussion 1, there are 2 choices given by the GTO officers that you should select from this 2, right? And in GD2, the GTO will give you a single topic to discuss. And you make sure that GD of GTO, that means group discussion of GTOs, are never meant to be calculated. You just have to do group discussion. You do not have to reach on the common grounds or common conclusions. Then we go towards group progression exercise. So in GP, the main and foremost thing is the awareness of your surrounding. Like surrounding awareness will give you a very polished and a very decent amount of knowledge when you are solving the conditions that has been given in GPE. You should at least have a basic ideation of first aids, of the situations that are taking place on a daily basis, or some adverse situations like snake bite or kidnapping, what to do, when to do, which of the organizations will work, what type of injury is happened, then what type of hospitals are there to treat such. If there is a head injury, right, external head injury, lots of blood has been lost, you cannot take that victim or that patient to simple urban hospital or ग्राम पंचायत का कोई छोटा सा अस्पताल जिसमें सिर्फ stitches and all things happen, right? So you should take him to any nearby cantonment hospital if mentioned on that GP board, right, an exercise that taking place. Then after the 4 structure analysis things, in structure analysis you should actually not dominate the group. You should be very cheerful and very helpful to the group as well. If you have idea, just share it to a group, and in the case you are not having any idea, then you should support the person that is having the idea, and you should try to be very cooperative. Do not dominate. Leading and dominating, there is a very thin line difference, because a leader will think in a way how he will be helpful to the group in the best possible manner, right? So in all structure analysis, you are just try to understand the situation. Very simple. Treat the GTO structures like a game, right? If you are treating it like a game, it will be very easy and very helpful to solve these structures. Okay guys, this was everything from me. Thank you so much, sir, for providing me the platform to help myself to get some clear ideas, and also share my experiences and what are the false notion the candidates carries when he goes to his maiden attempt.
Thank you very much. You have shared your experience which you have garnered in your previous SSBs. And friends, if you read his narration, whatever he has said, it is absolutely very correct what one should do, one should not do. But even after knowing all these things, he is still sitting here. So there is a big question mark. Why he is sitting here despite of knowing do this and don't do this? If he knows that difference, so he should not be here. Still he has come here. Why? Because all this information is available in YouTube. Many good lecturers are there, many good experienced officers trained by DIPR like me are there, and they are telling on a YouTube. But how to find yourself with respect to actual requirement of SSB? What SSB is looking for you or looking in you is same what he has said. You have to do that thing only. But how to develop that? For that you require some expert who knows exactly how to develop those things in you, inculcate good habits in you, so that you can project your OLQs at the required time in the required manner. Friends, in SSB, it is very clear you are completing the task is not very essential. How you are completing, your mannerism, your approach is more important, and how much variation you have in your task. So here Raksha Academy at Motera Ahmedabad helps you out to sharpen your skill, to understand the nitty-gritties of the task, so it makes you confident and successful in your SSB attempt. I wish you will get the success next time when you will go.
So much,
when your SSB is there?
My SSB will be approximately in May to June. SSB Tech 67, and this following year I also filled the form for Navy Tech. In that I am going to do date selection.
Fine. So you will have 2 SSBs, and
yes,
hopefully you will be successful in that. I wish you all the success, but start preparing yourself.
Thank you
now.
so much, sir. Sure thing, sir.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir, for having me and clearing the dust from my mind.